Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. DRDO and IIT Delhi achieve quantum entanglement-based free space communication. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute Yearbook 2025 warns of a new nuclear arms race. First assembly of International Big Cat Alliance held in New Delhi. The 113th International Labour Conference concluded in Geneva. The Prime Minister of India visits Cyprus after 23 years. In a remarkable technological leap, DRDO and IIT Delhi have successfully demonstrated quantum entanglement-based free space communication. The experiment involved secure quantum communication over a distance of approximately 1 kilometer using a free space optical link. This achievement follows the Indian Space Research Organisation or ISRO's earlier demonstration of free space quantum key distribution over 300 meters in 2021. The experiment was conducted under the DRDO project titled Design and Development of Photonic Technologies for Free Space Quantum Key Distribution or QKD. A key highlight of the demonstration was its quantum bit error rate or QBER, which remained impressively low at under 7%. The QBER represents the discrepancy between the sent and received information and a crucial indicator of potential eavesdropping. This success marks a significant step toward real-time applications in quantum cybersecurity, long-distance QKD, and the development of the quantum internet. Now, what exactly is QKD? Quantum key distribution is a quantum communication technology based on the principles of quantum mechanics, specifically quantum entanglement and cryptography. Quantum mechanics explains how very small particles exhibit both wave-like and particle-like behavior, a concept known as wave-particle duality. At the core of this technology lies quantum entanglement, where particles originating from the same source remain interconnected, regardless of the vast distance between them. Combined with quantum cryptography, this allows for ultra-secure data transmission in a way that cannot be hacked. The benefits of entanglement-based QKD are multifold. It allows for secure key distribution even if the communication devices themselves are compromised or imperfect. Moreover, any attempt to intercept or measure the entangled photons immediately disturbs their quantum state, revealing the presence of an eavesdropper. And since this system operates in free space, it eliminates the need for costly fiber optic infrastructure, making it especially useful for rugged terrains and densely populated urban settings. In a concerning development, the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute Yearbook 2025 has raised alarm bells over the emergence of a new nuclear arms race. Among its key findings, the report notes a global nuclear stockpile decline. Since the end of the Cold War, the number of retired warheads has exceeded new deployments. However, this decline is being overshadowed by the expansion of nuclear stockpiles in some countries. China is currently expanding its arsenal at the fastest rate, with a stockpile now at least 600 warheads. India's arsenal has also increased, rising from 172 to 180 warheads, which is now more than Pakistan's 170. Furthermore, in 2024, all 9 nuclear-armed countries continue to modernize their arsenals. The report also presents details about the status of fissile materials, the explosive materials used in nuclear weapons. These include either highly enriched uranium or HEU or separated plutonium. China and Pakistan have produced both HEU and plutonium for use in their nuclear weapons. On the other hand, India and Israel have produced mainly plutonium. The yearbook also highlights several emerging threats. Rapid advancements in modern technologies including artificial intelligence, cyber capabilities, space assets, missile defense, and quantum technologies are increasingly becoming sources of global instability. At the same time, arms control efforts remain in crisis. While the new START treaty is still in force until early 2026, there are currently no signs of negotiations to renew or replace it. The global community has undertaken several initiatives to contain nuclear proliferation.
One of the earliest efforts was a Partial Test Ban Treaty or PTBT of 1963, which bans nuclear weapon tests in the atmosphere, outer space, and underwater. India has signed and ratified this treaty. The Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, adopted in 1970, remains the only binding treaty with the goal of disarmament. However, India, Israel, and Pakistan have never joined it, and North Korea withdrew in 2003. In 1996, the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty was introduced to ban all nuclear explosions, whether military or peaceful. India has not signed this treaty. Later, the New START Treaty came into effect in 2011 as a bilateral nuclear arms control treaty between Russia and the United States, aiming to reduce and limit strategic offensive arms. The most recent initiative is the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, adopted in 2017. It includes comprehensive prohibitions on nuclear weapon activities, but India did not sign this treaty either.
In a major development for global wildlife conservation, the first assembly of the International Big Cat Alliance or IBCA convened in New Delhi, where India's Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bhupendra Yadav, was endorsed as the president of IBCA. This assembly serves as the apex decision-making body of the IBCA and is required to meet at least once every 2 years. Now, what exactly is the IBCA? It is a multi-country, multi-agency coalition consisting of 95 countries, including both big cat range countries and non-range countries that have an interest in big cat conservation. The initiative covers 7 big cats: tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar, and puma. The alliance was launched in April 2023, marking the 50th anniversary of India's Project Tiger, and aims to foster collaboration and synergy among nations by creating a platform to share best practices in big cat conservation. The founding members of IBCA include Armenia, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Cambodia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Ecuador, India, Kenya, Malaysia, Mongolia, Nepal, Nigeria, Peru, Suriname, and Uganda. India not only hosted the first assembly but also serves as the secretariat of the IBCA. The conservation status of these big cats highlights the urgency. The tiger, Panthera tigris, is listed as endangered under IUCN Red List, falls under Appendix 1 of CITES, and is protected under Schedule 1 of India's Wildlife Protection Act. The lion, leopard, snow leopard, and cheetah are all classified as vulnerable by the IUCN and also appear in Appendix 1 of CITES with full protection under Schedule 1 in India. The jaguar is categorized as near threatened under IUCN and is also listed in Appendix 1 of CITES, but it is not found in India. Similarly, the puma is marked as least concern by IUCN, included in Appendix 1 of CITES, and is also not found in India. Protecting big cats and their habitats is significant for multiple reasons. As keystone species, big cats play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance and safeguarding biodiversity. Conserving their habitats also supports climate change mitigation by preserving forests, water sources, and carbon sinks. In addition, such conservation efforts support local economies by generating livelihood opportunities and encouraging ecotourism. Moving on. The 113th International Labour Conference or ILC concluded in Geneva, marking a significant moment for labour rights worldwide. The ILC, as the annual meeting of the International Labour Organization, brought together member states to deliberate on key issues shaping the world of work. One of the most notable outcomes was the adoption of the Biological Hazards in the Working Environment Convention 2025, Convention number 192. This becomes the first international instrument specifically targeting biological hazards in the workplace. Member states are now called upon to formulate national policies and adopt measures on occupational safety and health that prioritize the prevention and protection against such hazards. Alongside this, the conference approved amendments to the Maritime Labour Convention 2006 or MLC. These changes reinforce the right to shore leave and repatriation for seafarers and advocate for their recognition as key workers. It's important to note that the MLC is a binding international law ensuring minimum working and living standards for seafarers globally, and India has been a signatory since 2015. Another key area of discussion was decent work in the platform economy. For the first time, the ILC held a standard-setting discussion on this topic, addressing the pressing need to improve rights and working conditions for digital platform workers. In addition to this, the conference adopted a resolution on reducing informality, urging immediate steps to improve working conditions, extend social protection, and generate decent employment, particularly for those most impacted by informal work structures. Lastly, the ILC gave its formal approval to the ILO's tripartite contribution to the upcoming Second World Summit for Social Development, scheduled for November 2025 in Doha. On the sidelines of the ILC, the second edition of the Global Coalition for Social Justice Annual Forum was held. Launched by the ILO in 2023, this initiative aims to bring together global, regional, and national actors to advance social justice through policy and action coherence.
In a significant diplomatic engagement, the Prime Minister of India has visited Cyprus, the first such visit in 23 years. During this important visit, both countries signed a joint declaration on the implementation of the Comprehensive Partnership. Marking a high point in bilateral relations, the Indian Prime Minister was also conferred with Cyprus's highest civilian honor, the Grand Cross of the Order of Makarios III. Now, let's turn to the key highlights of the joint declaration. As part of the joint declaration, both nations reaffirmed their support for a rules-based international order, grounded in the principles of the UN Charter. They also expressed a strong commitment to the resumption of UN-facilitated efforts to achieve a comprehensive and lasting settlement of the long-standing Cyprus question. In a clear show of solidarity, Cyprus expressed strong support for India in its fight against cross-border terrorism and condemned the recent Pahalgam terrorist attack. The visit holds wider strategic significance for India. Firstly, it enables India to counter the growing Turkey-Pakistan axis and contributes to India's broader diplomatic strategy to isolate Pakistan. It is important to note that Turkey has supported Pakistan on the Kashmir issue and backed it during Operation Sindoor. Cyprus also plays a critical role as a gateway to Europe, forming part of the vital energy corridor and enhancing east-west connectivity through the India-Middle East-Europe Corridor or IBCA. On the economic front, Cyprus is among the top 10 foreign investors in India, with cumulative investments of $14.65 billion between 2000 and 2025. Moreover, the visit further strengthens India-EU relations, as Cyprus is set to hold the rotating presidency of the EU Council in 2026. This gives Cyprus a pivotal role in advocating India's interest within the bloc. Additionally, Cyprus has consistently supported India's candidature for a permanent seat at the UN Security Council, membership in the Nuclear Suppliers Group, and other multilateral platforms. Now, turning to the Cyprus question. Cyprus is an island located in the eastern Mediterranean Sea, close to Turkey and Syria. While geographically in Asia, it is a member of the European Union. Having gained independence from Britain in 1960, Cyprus has remained divided since 1974 between Turkey-backed Northern Cyprus and the Republic of Cyprus, a division commonly referred to as the Cyprus question or Cyprus problem. India has consistently supported a bizonal, bicommunal federation as a solution, based on the relevant UN resolutions.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. The Registrar General of India under the Ministry of Home Affairs has notified that the census will be held in 2027. The notification was published under the Census Act 1948. The census will be conducted in two phases. Phase 1, House Listing HLO, and Phase 2, Population Enumeration PE. Defense Cyber Agency of the Ministry of Defense begins Cyber Suraksha exercise. Cyber Suraksha exercise is a comprehensive cybersecurity exercise to bolster national cyber resilience. The World Health Assembly of the World Health Organization has unanimously passed a resolution titled Skin Diseases as a Global Public Health Priority. The resolution highlights the urgent need to address skin-related conditions, considering their widespread impact and 1.9 billion people affected globally. In a government switch auction conducted for a notified amount of 25,000 crore rupees, the RBI accepted approximately 9,000 crore rupees. Switch auction began in 2019 by the RBI on behalf of the Government of India. TRAI releases Telecommunication Tariff Order 2025 on tariff for retail broadband connectivity for PDUs under Prime Minister's Wi-Fi Access Network Interface Scheme or PM Vani scheme. It was launched by the Department of Telecommunication in 2020. Ministry of Tribal Affairs launches largest tribal empowerment campaign. Under this campaign, nationwide benefit saturation camps are being conducted at the village and habitation level to provide access to critical entitlements and government services. Fifth FPV Achal, built by Goa Shipyard Limited, launched for Indian Coast Guard or ICG. It is the fifth FPV in a series of 8. Its primary role includes protection, monitoring, control, surveillance, and safeguarding of shore assets and island territories. ICAR, National Institute of High Security Animal Diseases, Bhopal, recognized as a Category A Rinderpest holding facility by the World Organization for Animal Health and UNFAO. ICAR NIHSAD is a research institute on exotic and emerging pathogens of animals and WOAH, Reference Laboratory for Avian Influenza. The Center for Development of Telematics provided grants to 18 startups under its Samarth program. CDOT is the Telecom R&D Center of the Department of Telecommunications, Ministry of Communications. Samarth program is a cutting-edge startup incubation program of CDOT for development of India's telecommunications and IT sectors. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description below.